What if I told you that something sitting in your kitchen right now, something you may be drinking every single day, is quietly weakening your body, stealing your strength, and accelerating muscle loss? Right now, not years from now, not decades later, but today, at this very moment. And the most dangerous part, you probably believe it's healthy. Let me ask you something honestly. Have you noticed it's getting a little harder to stand up from a chair, climb stairs without holding the railing, carry groceries like you used, walk as confidently as before? Maybe you've brushed it off. You told yourself, that's just aging. But what if it's not just aging? What if some of it is what you're drinking every day? My name is Dr. James Anderson. For over 32 years, I've worked with adults over the age of 60, helping them regain strength, improve balance, and stay independent. I've worked with more than 4,000 patients, and I've seen something surprising over and over again. The biggest factor harming their muscles was not what they were eating, it was what they were drinking. In a large observational study of over 2,300 adults above age 60, researchers found that certain everyday drinks were linked to up to 37% faster muscle loss. Let me put that into plain language. That's the difference: walking on your own, or needing help living independently, or relying on others, feeling strong or feeling fragile. Because after 60, muscle loss is not just about appearance. It's not about looking fit. It's preventing falls, staying mobile, protecting your independence, and in many cases, extending your life. And today, I'm going to show you the 3 most dangerous drinks that accelerate muscle loss, why they are harmful, in simple, and what you should drink instead to protect your strength, because every sip you take is either helping your body or hurting it. Let's start with something very important: understanding what's happening inside your body. Because once you understand this, everything else will make sense. After the age of 40, your body slowly begins to lose muscle. But after 60, that process speeds up. Why? Because your body becomes less efficient at rebuilding muscle. Think of it like this: when you were younger, your body was like a construction crew working quickly to repair and rebuild muscle. After 60, that crew becomes slower, less efficient, and sometimes it doesn't show up at all. There are 4 main reasons this happens. 1. Your body struggles to use protein properly. 2. Hormones that support muscle begin to decline. 3. Inflammation increases. 4. Recovery takes longer. Now here, where things get serious, certain drinks don't just fail to help, they actually make all of this worse. Let's start with one of the biggest surprises: fruit juice. Yes, even the natural ones. You might be thinking, but I drink orange juice every morning. That's healthy, right? It feels healthy. It's marketed as healthy. But here's the truth: when fruit is turned into, the fiber is removed, the sugar becomes concentrated, and your body absorbs it very quickly. This causes a rapid spike in blood sugar. When your blood sugar spikes, your body releases insulin over time. This can lead to insulin resistance, and that interferes with muscle maintenance at the same time. Excess sugar increases inflammation, and inflammation breaks down muscle. I once worked with a patient named Margaret. She was 68 years old. Every morning she drank 2 glasses of orange juice. She believed she was doing something good for her health, but she started noticing weakness in her legs, trouble climbing stairs, low energy. We didn't change her entire diet. We just removed the juice. Within 8 weeks, her strength improved, her energy stabilized, and she felt more in control of her body again. Fruit juice is not the same as whole fruit, and for muscle health after 60, it can do more harm than good. Now let's talk about something even more deceptive: diet sodas. Most people switch to diet soda thinking there's no sugar, so it must be safe. Unfortunately, your body doesn't see it. That is a simple explanation: diet sodas contain artificial sweeteners. These can disrupt your gut bacteria, affect how your body absorbs nutrients, confuse your insulin response. Your gut plays a huge role, absorbing protein, supporting muscle repair, reducing inflammation. When your gut is disrupted, your muscles suffer. John, age 72, made the switch from regular soda to diet soda. He thought he was making a healthier choice, but over time he noticed fatigue, weakness, loss of strength. When we removed diet soda and improved his hydration, his muscle function improved within 12 weeks. Diet soda may not contain sugar, but it can still interfere with your body's ability to maintain muscle. This one is difficult to hear, but it's important. Alcohol. Now, this doesn't mean you can never enjoy a drink, but even moderate consumption can impact muscle health after 60. Here is a simple explanation. Alcohol slows down muscle repair, dehydrates your body, increases stress hormones, disrupts sleep. Why sleep matters? Most muscle repair happens while you sleep. If your sleep is poor, your body cannot recover properly. David, age 66, enjoyed wine every evening, just 1 or 2 glasses, but he noticed increasing weakness. When he reduced his intake to once a week, his recovery improved. His strength returned. Alcohol doesn't just affect your liver, it directly affects your muscles. Now that you know what to avoid, let's talk about what you should be drinking instead. Because the goal is not restriction, it's replacement. The good news: simple changes can make a powerful difference. Number 1. Protein drinks. Your muscles need protein, especially after 60. A simple protein drink can support muscle repair, improve strength, help maintain for 20-30 grams per serving. Number 2. Hydration. Water is more important than most people realize. Even mild dehydration can reduce strength, increase fatigue, affect balance. Add a pinch of salt or use electrolytes if needed. Number 3. Herbal teas. Certain teas help reduce inflammation. Good options include ginger, turmeric tea, green tea. These support recovery and overall health. Let me leave you with this. Muscle loss after 60 is not completely unavoidable, but it is heavily influenced by your daily habits. And one of the simplest habits, what you drink. Every glass you pick up is a choice. A choice to strengthen your body or slowly weaken it. So take a moment, look at what you're drinking every day and ask yourself, is this helping me stay strong or not? Because small changes create powerful results. Now let's go deeper, because what we've covered so far is only part of the picture. Most people think muscle loss is simply about not exercising enough or not eating enough protein. But there's another layer that almost no one talks about, and that is this: your body is constantly receiving signals from what you eat, signals from how you move, and very importantly, signals from what you drink. These signals tell your body one of 2 things: build and protect muscle, or break it down. After the age of 60, your body becomes far more sensitive to those signals, which means the wrong drinks don't just have a small effect, they have a magnified effect. Let me explain this in a simple way. Imagine your muscles are like a savings account. When you're younger, you can make small mistakes, skip a workout, eat poorly, drink sugary beverages, and your body still keeps that account relatively full. But after 60, that account becomes harder to refill and much easier to drain. Now here's the problem. Many of the drinks people consume daily are quietly draining that account little by little, every single day. Not enough to notice immediately, but enough to create real weakness over time. Let's uncover a few more hidden culprits that don't get enough attention, because these are the ones people rarely suspect, and yet they matter a lot. Let's talk about sweetened coffee drinks. Not plain coffee, but the kind many people enjoy every morning. Coffee with flavored syrups, coffee with whipped cream, coffee with added sugar, condensed milk, or sweet creamers. At first glance, it feels harmless. It's just coffee, right? But when you look closer, these drinks can contain as much sugar as a dessert, sometimes even more. And remember what we discussed earlier. High sugar intake leads to blood sugar spikes, increased inflammation, and over time, reduced muscle quality. But there's another issue here. These drinks often replace something more beneficial. Instead of starting the day with something that supports muscle, like protein or hydration, you're starting it with a sugar surge, which sets the tone for the entire day. Energy goes up quickly, then crashes. And that crash often leads to fatigue, less movement, and more cravings, all of which contribute to muscle decline over time. I've seen this pattern many times. A patient starts the day with a sweet coffee, feels energized briefly, then sluggish by mid-morning, moves less, eats irregularly, and over months or years, strength slowly fades, not because of one big mistake, but because of a repeated small one. Now let's move to another overlooked category: energy drinks. These are often marketed as a quick solution for fatigue, especially for older adults who feel their energy isn't what it used to be. But here's the reality. Most energy drinks are a combination of high caffeine, high sugar or artificial sweeteners, and chemical additives. This combination puts stress on your system. Caffeine in large amounts can increase cortisol. Remember cortisol, that's your stress hormone. And when cortisol stays elevated, it promotes muscle breakdown. At the same time, the sugar spike, or artificial sweeteners, create the same problems we discussed earlier: inflammation, insulin disruption, poor nutrient utilization. So instead of truly giving you energy, these drinks create a cycle, a temporary boost followed by a deeper crash. And over time, that cycle weakens your system, including your muscles. Now here's something even more subtle, and this one surprises almost everyone: low-protein milk alternatives, almond milk, rice milk, some oat milks. Now don't get me wrong, these can be part of a healthy diet, but here's the issue. Many people replace protein-rich drinks like milk or yogurt with these alternatives, without realizing they contain very little protein. And after 60, protein is not optional, it's essential. Your body needs a steady supply of amino acids to maintain muscle. If that supply drops, muscle loss accelerates quietly, gradually, but consistently. So if your daily drinks are low in protein, even if everything else seems healthy, you may still be working against your muscles. This is why small details matter, because they add up. Now let's shift gears slightly, because it's not just about what you drink, it's also about when you drink it. Timing plays a bigger role than most people realize. For example, starting your day without hydration. Many people wake up and go straight to coffee, but after 6-8 hours of sleep, your body is already dehydrated. And dehydration affects muscle function immediately. It reduces strength, decreases coordination, and increases fatigue. Even mild dehydration can make your muscles feel weaker than they actually are. So if the first thing your body receives is caffeine instead of water, you're starting the day at a disadvantage. A simple change, drinking water first, can make a noticeable difference. Another timing issue, going long periods without nourishment, especially in the afternoon. Some people skip meals or rely only on light drinks: tea, coffee, maybe a biscuit, but no real protein, no real nutrients. By the time evening comes, your body has gone hours without the building blocks it needs. And in that state, it begins to break down muscle for energy. This is not something you feel immediately, but it is something your body does silently, day after day. Now let me share something encouraging, because this is where everything begins to turn around. The body is incredibly responsive. Even after 60, even after 70, even after years of decline. If you give it the right signals, it responds. I've seen individuals regain strength they thought was gone forever, not through extreme workouts, not through complicated diets, but through consistent, simple changes, especially in daily habits, including what they drink. One of the most powerful strategies I've used with patients is something very simple. We call it stacking support, of relying on one big chain. We combine small, supportive habits throughout the day. For example, starting the morning with water, then adding a protein-rich drink, staying hydrated consistently, replacing sugary beverages with better options, reducing harmful drinks gradually, not all at once. Each step is small, but together they create momentum, and that momentum leads to measurable improvements: more strength, better balance, increased energy, and most importantly, confidence. Because when your body feels stronger, your life feels bigger, you move more freely, you worry less about falling, you engage more with the world around you. And that is what this is really about: not just muscle, but independence, freedom, quality of life. So as you listen to this, I want you to reflect on something simple, not everything at once, just one thing. What is one drink in your daily routine that may not be serving you? Just one. Because identifying that one thing is the first step toward change. And change does not need to be overwhelming, it just needs to begin. In the next part, we're going to take this even further. We'll talk about how to build a simple daily drinking routine that supports muscle health, what a full day of muscle-friendly hydration looks like, and how to make these changes feel easy and sustainable, not restrictive. Because the goal is not perfection, it's progress, and progress, when done consistently, leads to results you can feel, and results you can keep. So stay with me, because what comes next may be the missing piece you've been looking for. Now let's make this practical. Because information is only useful if you can actually apply it in your daily life. Up to this point, you've learned what to avoid. You've learned what can quietly harm your muscles. And you've started to see how small, everyday habits, especially what you drink, can either support your strength or slowly take it away. Now the question becomes simple. What should a normal day actually look like? Not a perfect day. Not a strict routine. Just a realistic, easy-to-follow way of drinking that supports your muscles instead of working against them. Let's walk through it together. Imagine you're starting your day. You wake up in the morning before anything else, before coffee, before tea, before breakfast. Your body needs one thing more than anything else: water. After a full night of sleep, your body is naturally dehydrated, even if you don't feel thirsty. And that dehydration affects your muscles immediately. It can make you feel stiff, sluggish, a little weaker than usual. So the first habit is simple. Drink a glass of water within the first 10 minutes of waking up, not a large amount, just one glass slowly. This alone can begin to improve how your body feels in the morning. Now after that, you can still enjoy your coffee or tea. There's no need to remove it completely. But here's the key. Don't let it replace nourishment. Instead of drinking coffee on an empty system, pair it with something that supports your muscles. This is where a protein-rich drink becomes powerful. It doesn't have to be complicated. It can be something as simple as a protein shake, a smoothie with yogurt, milk with added protein, even a light breakfast drink that contains enough protein to support your muscles. The goal here is consistency, giving your body the building blocks it needs early in the day. Because after 60, your body doesn't store protein as efficiently. It needs regular supply. Now let's move into the middle of your day. This is where many people begin to slip without realizing it. They get busy, they forget to drink water, or they rely on tea or coffee alone. Hours go by and their body slowly becomes dehydrated again. This is where a simple rule can help. Take small sips of water regularly. You don't need to force large amounts, just keep water nearby. And drink consistently. Think of it like watering a plant, not all at once, but little by little throughout the day. Now here's another helpful addition: electrolytes. Especially if you feel tired often, experience muscle cramps, or live in a warm environment, electrolytes help your body retain hydration, support muscle function, improve energy levels. This doesn't mean sugary sports drinks. In fact, those can do more harm than good. A simple option can be water with a small pinch of salt, or a low-sugar electrolyte solution. Now let's talk about the afternoon. This is a critical time for muscle health, because this is when energy tends to drop. And many people reach for quick fixes, sweet drinks, biscuits with tea, or another cup of coffee. But this is also an opportunity. Instead of a sugar-based drink, you can choose something that supports recovery. A second protein drink, or even a simple nutrient-rich option like yogurt blended with fruit. This helps stabilize your energy. And more importantly, it provides your muscles with another opportunity to receive what they need. Now let's move into the evening. At this point, your body is preparing for rest and repair. And what you drink here matters more than most people realize. Because during sleep, your body does most of its muscle repair work. So you want to support that process, not interfere with it. This means avoiding alcohol close to bedtime, excess caffeine, sugary drinks. Instead, this is a good time for something calming. Herbal tea is a great option. Something like ginger or turmeric tea can help reduce inflammation and support recovery overnight. Even something as simple as warm water can be beneficial. Now here's an important point. Consistency matters more than perfection. You don't need to do everything exactly right every day. What matters is what you do most of the time, because your body responds to patterns, not occasional efforts. So if you can build a simple daily rhythm, your body will begin to adapt. And over time, you'll start to notice changes, subtle at first, but meaningful. You may feel a little stronger getting up, a little steadier walking, a little more energetic during the day. These are signs that your body is responding. Now let's address something important. Change can feel overwhelming, especially if you feel like you need to fix everything at once, but you don't. In fact, trying to change everything at once often leads to frustration and then giving up. Instead, focus on one step at a time. Maybe today you start with water in the morning, that's it. Tomorrow you improve your afternoon drink. Next week, you reduce sugary beverages. Each step builds on the last. And before you know it, your entire routine has changed, without stress, without pressure, just steady progress. Now I want you to think about your current routine from morning to evening. What do you usually drink? Not what you think you should drink, but what you actually drink. Be honest with yourself, because awareness is where change begins. And once you see the pattern, you can begin to shape it. Gently, gradually, in a way that works for your life. Because this is not about restriction. It's about support. Supporting your muscles. Supporting your energy. Supporting your independence. And the truth is, your body is always listening, always responding to what you give it. So when you give it the right support, it gives something back. Strength, stability, confidence. And that confidence changes everything. Because when you feel stronger, you move differently. You think differently. You live differently. So don't underestimate the power of something as simple as what you drink. Because sometimes, the smallest changes create the biggest transformations. And in the next part, we're going to bring everything together. We'll talk about the hidden habits that quietly speed up muscle loss. The mistakes even healthy people make without realizing it. And how to protect your strength for the long term, in a way that feels natural and sustainable. So keep going, because you're closer than you think, to building a body that feels stronger, steadier, and more capable again.